I'm Merely Caruso. It's Wednesday, June 25th. Today, a dangerous ride.
It doesn't take long after you've seen a couple of it. There's a pattern. They're very serious. They're multiply injured.
Alarming new numbers show more young people are getting seriously injured enjoying this Manitoba summer pastime. Also today, there's no place like home.
I can't be prouder than I am of my community.
Thousands of wildfire evacuees return home to a northern Manitoba city. And a cute arrival. We give you a sneak peek at the latest arrivals at Assiniboine Park Zoo. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. They're called ORVs, or off-road vehicles, and Manitobans of all ages enjoy riding them every summer. But tonight, alarming new data from Manitoba Public Insurance shows more young people are getting seriously injured in ORV crashes. And MPI says it knows why it's happening. To explain, CTV's Taylor Brock joins us now. So Taylor, what does the data say?
Well, Merely, MPI says in the last 5 years, 12 people have been killed in ORV collisions. According to the Children's Hospital Emergency Department at Health Sciences Centre, between 2011 and 2024, 633 children have visited the ER with injuries sustained on these kinds of vehicles. June marks ORV Safety Month, and today MPI wanted to send a message to families saying parents need to be more attentive when their kids ride. The data shows that a lack of adult supervision and the lack of helmet use are two of the biggest factors in injury increases. Now, under Manitoba law, youth between 14 and 16 must be supervised and accompanied by a parent or person at least 18 years old. Dr. Lynn Warda, a leading pediatric emergency physician in Winnipeg, helped collect the data. She says there needs to be awareness about how dangerous ORVs are and how serious the injuries can be.
Unless you know someone who's been injured, or you work in our emergency department or for EMS or STARS or Medivacs or whatever, you work in a nursing station, then you know. It doesn't take long after you've seen a couple that there's a pattern. They're very serious, they're multiply injured, and you're sort of counting up the injuries, and lots of investigations. They get CTs and x-rays and multiple consultants. We often are stitching them up. They sometimes even have burns, from the manifold. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and in addition to the brain injury or the head injury, and families don't know that unless they've experienced it or they've know someone. So I think very low level of awareness about the severity of the injuries.
MPI has these safety tips for ORV riders of any age. Always follow manufacturer's age guidelines based on the machine's power and size. Young riders should always have hands-on adult supervision. Always wear a DOT-approved helmet. Never carry passengers on single rider machines. Avoid paved roads, ride in daylight on familiar terrain and at safe speeds. And stick to designated trails or areas where permission has been granted.
Taylor, what's MPI doing to get this message out to more families and youth?
Well, Merely, MPI is working with Safety Services Manitoba, offering hands-on training to ATV riding clubs and deliver customized ATV training for companies throughout Manitoba. MPI and SSM deliver presentations across the province. Many are aimed at youth. This year alone, the groups have given more than 40 ORV presentations to more than 2,000 youth and communities and First Nations across Manitoba.
All right, thanks for this, Taylor. A teenage girl is in police custody after a woman was stabbed in Osborne Village. It happened Monday around midnight on Roslyn Road near Osborne Street. A woman was walking home after finishing her shift at work. Police say she was jumped from behind and pushed to the ground. The woman was stabbed and had her cell phone stolen. During the altercation, the victim managed to get the suspect's knife and held onto it while the assault continued. Bystanders intervened, called 911, and the suspect ran off. Emergency responders took the woman to hospital in critical condition with knife wounds. Her condition has been upgraded to stable. Winnipeg police have arrested a 17-year-old girl who is now charged with robbery and assault. Police are asking anyone who has information, including video surveillance, to give them a call or to contact Crime Stoppers. Flin Flon residents returned home today to a warm welcome. Firefighters and local business owners lined the streets to greet evacuees as they returned home after being displaced by wildfires for 28 days. Less than an hour ago, we spoke to a woman who evacuated with her children, grandmother, and dogs as her husband stayed behind to fight the fire. And she told us she feared this homecoming might not ever happen.
It was really hard because I would see that he was out in the middle of the bush and you know, that he didn't have contact sometimes for, you know, the first couple nights, you know, 26 and a half hours, 23 hours, you know, so that was hard. But I mean, you do what you got to do. And he loves being a fireman as much as he loves being a father.
Today, buses were also departing from hotels, taking more people back home that way. When they return, they won't be forced to handle everything on their own. Officials have set up a wellness center for returning residents. It has some food along with mental health services, plus disaster and recovery assistance.
They were warned in advance to please try and bring a couple of weeks worth of food if you can. Now that doesn't work for the people who have been taken out on buses so well, so that's one of the reasons why the wellness center is there to help with some basic necessities.
We're learning more about the circumstances of a 911 outage earlier this year, during which a Fisher Branch man suffered a fatal heart attack and his family was unable to call for help. In its latest report to the CRTC, TELUS says multiple issues led to the 38-hour outage in March. TELUS says some of Bell's infrastructure failed that day, including its 911 network, which it leases. A technician was sent to investigate only minutes later. The company says that technician didn't alert higher-ups that the 911 system was compromised. 2 days later, TELUS became aware of the problem, and it, along with Bell, worked together to bring the service back online. TELUS says approximately 177 911 calls from 59 individual callers did not go through during that time. The telecoms company says it's since introduced a new call routing system, which will ensure 911 calls go through even in the event Bell's network fails. Should that also fail, it says the calls will instead go to TELUS's own operators. TELUS says the technician who initially responded to the incident was reprimanded, and all its teams were reminded about 911 outage procedures. Bell is the parent company of CTV News. The Manitoba government is moving closer to changing a highway intersection where a bus crash 2 years ago killed 17 people. But there's controversy over the plan. The province is holding an open house tonight in Carberry, not far from where a minibus carrying 24 seniors from Dauphin tried to cross the Trans-Canada Highway and was hit by a semi. The province has been discussing three options: widening the median, turning the intersection into a roundabout, or banning left turns, forcing people to turn right before making a U-turn. Carberry Mayor Ray Muirhead says he still wants an overpass built, an option the government has said it is not considering. CTV's Jeff Keel is in Carberry for the open house, which just got underway a few minutes ago. Tune in to CTV News at 11:30 for the latest, or you can head to our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Meantime, Manitoba Public Insurance is asking the Public Utilities Board to approve changes to your insurance rates and deductible. MPI has applied for a 2.07% general rate increase. If approved, the public insurer says private passenger vehicle policies would go up by about $21 on average yearly. MPI says it's also looking to change the deductible for basic insurance from $750 to $1,000. It would also add a $750 option to its list of lower deductibles. And it wants to add a new level 20, to the driver safety rating. The PUB still has to consider the changes, which wouldn't take effect until April 1st, 2026. The city and Tennis Canada are serving up an ace for the community in Garden City. The mayor hit the court to help officially open 6 new restored tennis courts at Garden City Collegiate. It's one of 4 projects to receive funding through Tennis Canada and the National Bank Play Your Court program. The well-used courts had their playing surfaces upgraded and new benches, lights, and nets installed. The court will be used by students during school hours and available for community use at other times of the day.
They are super packed. It's a busy space because folks are coming together to play tennis, to connect with their neighbors, to just have fun outdoors.
Work on the nearby basketball court was also completed as part of the project. The revitalization cost $400,000, a quarter of which came from the Player Court program. All right, let's bring in Daniel Helmerson today, who has a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. We saw a bit of rain here in the city this afternoon.
Yeah, around 2 o'clock, we finally saw some showers roll through. We had been watching some systems roll through the southwest through most of the day, and it finally hit 2 o'clock. We could see a couple more showers as we head into the evening. Up north in the Lynn Lake area, there is an air quality warning in effect. That is, of course, due to wildfires in the area. Coming up, I'm going to show you when that area, including Flin Flon, could see a little bit of relief, as well as what we have in store in the south. Right now, taking a look outside at the live eye, 22 degrees here in Winnipeg under cloudy skies. The wind coming out of the north-northeast at 15 kilometers an hour. The pressure's falling and the humidity merely is sitting at 54%.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
And taking a look at traffic there on McPhillips, pretty easy ride so far. We did see one traffic note about a potential stall on northbound Maiden near Logan. We'll keep an eye on that as the show progresses.
A Manitoban has fallen ill after eating tainted meat. What you need to know about a food recall coming up next.
Unifor says it's reached a tentative agreement with DHL, the parcel delivery company. More than 2,000 workers have been off the job since last Friday, paralyzing the company's ability to deliver across Canada. The union won't reveal details about the deal until workers have a chance to vote on it. That's expected to happen over the next few days. The company and the union had been at odds over replacement workers and other issues. Here's how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar is up slightly to 72.88. West Texas Intermediate is up to 64.92. Our fix on Western Canadian Select has it down more than $4 to 52.84. And the TSX dropped 152 points today, closing at 26,566. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A Manitoban has become ill after eating contaminated salami. On June 10th, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency recalled Rhea brand Genoa salami sweet and Genoa salami hot, as well as Bona brand mild Genoa salami. The recall was due to salmonella concerns. 72 people in Alberta, Ontario, and now in Manitoba have fallen ill. 7 people have been hospitalized. The Federal Health Agency said most people became sick after eating the salami in prepared sandwiches or bought from deli counters. We don't know the condition of the Manitoban who was infected. Salmonella is a foodborne bacterial illness which can result in severe and potentially deadly infections. Symptoms include fever, headache, vomiting, nausea, cramps, and diarrhea. Rent in Winnipeg remains among the lowest in the country, but it's still gone up over the last year. According to Statistics Canada, the average asking rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in our city is now $1,600. That's up from $1,560. The most expensive place to rent remains Vancouver at more than $3,400 for a 2-bedroom. StatsCan says single rooms in Vancouver are being rented out for more than $1,000. The Manitoba High School Athletic Association is celebrating its Athletes of the Year.
On the male side, I'm excited to announce Magnus Carlos of Vincent Massey.
Magnus Carlos and Peyton Durand from Collège Jean Sauvé are the overall high school male and female Athletes of the Year. The award recognizes student athletes which exhibit excellence in their sports and are nominated by their school. Both played multiple sports at their schools and were leaders on and off the field.
I've just worked hard over the last 4 years and kind of just had fun playing all the sports I could, and the success just came with that.
I mean, it feels great. I mean, all the work I put in really pays off sometimes. So.
Both Magnus and Peyton will be playing sports on their university teams this fall. Other Athletes of the Year honors today included Kai Solomon and Chael Rozdeba of Hamiota Collegiate Institute, Colby Dara of Warren Collegiate Institute, Shannon Bodnaris of College Stonewall Collegiate, Kai Godet of McGregor Collegiate Institute, and Junior Martine of Neyland High School. Well, just 2 words will make you stick around for the spotlight. Zoo babies. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Brett Kissel.
Daniel Helmerson is back now for Spotlight, and I feel like I already know the answer to this, but do you like musicals?
I think it's pretty obvious. I was a musical theater kid, Marilee.
Can you break into song or anything? No, save that.
I'll spare them. It's in the contract, no singing on air.
All right, well, speaking of musicals, no one has had more hits than Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Well, a concert celebrating some of the most memorable musicals of all time, including Andrew Lloyd Webber's work, is coming to Winnipeg.
And listen to the music of the night.
Now, I don't know if we'll see Gerard Butler here, but Music of the Night, a concert celebration of Andrew Lloyd Webber's greatest hits, is slated for the Centennial Concert Hall on September 20th. With a live band and incredible celebrated singers, you can enjoy Lloyd Webber's most iconic theatrical music, including selections from Phantom of the Opera, Evita, and Cats. Tickets are on sale now. Just visit centennialconcerthall.com.
All right, you won't have to travel far to go to this music festival.
No, it's just a few minutes from my house, and more than 30 different performers are gearing up to take over Osborne Village this weekend. That's local electronic music duo French Class, and they're just one of the many acts you can expect to see. Others include Calgary hip-hop duo Cartel Madras, Winnipeg jazz group Amarula, singer-songwriter Kim Mortal, and the ever-popular Dirty Catfish brass band. 6 Osborne venues will be opening their doors for the event, and there's also going to be 2 outdoor locations.
Everybody's hoping to, show off how vibrant Osborne is. There's been a lot of naysayers saying, oh, Osborne is dying, all that kind of stuff, but really it's not. It's thriving, and we have so many different amazing businesses, everything from, like little restaurants and cafes to beautiful courtyards, which is one of the venues.
Village Music Fest runs 8:30 p.m. Friday to midnight Friday and 1 p.m. to midnight Saturday. You can find the full schedule by going to osbornevillagebiz.com.
All right, Danny, you missed some of the cute photos we had on the show a few days ago as Colleen was here for that. But today, you're in store for a treat because our cameras were invited into Assiniboine Park Zoo.
Colleen's missing out on this one, Marilee. That's because the zoo is adding to its herd of reindeer.
Come on in to see the new babies.
The zoo welcomed 2 baby reindeer last month, and you may spot them in the Journey to Churchill exhibit. Navy was born May 1st to Mum Lucy, and Cobalt was born May 27th to its mother, Whitney. They're named for shades of blue to play off their dad's name. The zoo says all are doing well and the babies are getting more comfortable with their surroundings. But because they're still little, the zoo says they may need to stay in the barn away from the public at times.
Yeah, it looks like some of the bigger ones don't want to share the food with them.
No, absolutely not.
All right, thanks, Daniel.
Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with MasterChef, followed by Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service. Then Battle of the Generations wraps up the night at 9, only on CTV. Taking a look at the St. James Bridge there, southbound traffic a little backed up. That earlier stall we told you about on northbound Main has been cleared, and we'll give you a look at what we can expect here in Winnipeg and around the province tonight.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, we saw a few showers earlier this afternoon. There's still a chance we could see some roll through Winnipeg as we head into the evening. Up north, though, fairly dry conditions throughout the day. I'll tell you very shortly when that region could expect to see some much needed rain. Taking a look around the province right now, actually up in Churchill, 24 degrees warmer than down here in Winnipeg. Similar story throughout the rest of the region. Quite warm up north to the west of us. Brandon, 18 degrees, and here in Winnipeg, 22. Over the next few hours, as I mentioned, we could see a couple raindrops fall in Winnipeg before clearing overnight. But it's when we hit into tomorrow morning, you'll take a look up in the Flin Flon area. There's a chance of some showers and actually a risk of thunderstorms. So we want to see that rain, but note those lightning strikes there. As we head into Thursday, much of the same in the north, chance of showers, staying fairly clear here in the south. And tomorrow evening, if you're heading to the Bomber game, great news, looking like some pretty clear skies. Same thing heading into Friday. Much of the same in the south, a little more rain in the north, and we should see that for most of the day. Now, taking a look at that lightning strike, did not want to see that here. Low of 14 here in Winnipeg tonight, mostly clear, variable light winds tomorrow, high of 25, mainly sunny, wind coming out of the south, and as I mentioned, perfect for that Bomber game. And as we look into the next few days here in Winnipeg, if you're taking that long weekend with Canada Day, great news, lots of sunshine, including 29 on Tuesday. First look at our weather photo. This one's from Jolene outside at Oxford House. Beautiful sky there. And this one's from Colleen, not our Colleen, but another Colleen out in Osborne Village of some bald eagles. You can send your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Danny. Well, 'tis the season to garden, and some people need all the help they can get. This woman has 4 happy helpers. Look at those assistants carrying their watering cans right into the garden. The only downside is, though, they don't want to give up those watering cans when it's actually time to water. But they sure look cute. Look at them.
Oh.
Well, at least they bring them to it. You have to wrestle the watering can away.
We always say with our cats, it would be really nice if they could pick up some sort of small task.
Yeah, no, my cats do what they want when they want. Yes, yes. not helping me at all. All right, don't go far. We'll be back at 6 with much more local news.